Alrighty, sorry if I surprised anyone. Sorry for the slight delay in commentary for a sec. Discord was having some issues. I am probably Geo. Hopefully this commentary is coming through. I still don't know. So I am probably Geo. I will be commentating this Kirby 64 100% match with Curtissimo versus Run in a Week with Great Toddman. If you would like to introduce yourself.
It's me. It's the T-O-double-D. What's going on, y'all? I hope you're ready for some fantastic Kirby 64 monstrous speedrun fun.
Yes, it's sure to be buckets of fun. We have the one seed of the tournament, Curtissimo, with the world record in the category of 107.24, I believe. And Run in a Week, advancing out of their preliminary round as the 17 seed with a PB of 126 and some amount of seconds that I cannot remember because I accidentally closed speedrun.com. So, this commentary is starting 3.5 minutes in. Sorry about that. Like I said, Discord was having a bit of a hiccup.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but we were able to figure it out. So both of the runners right now, Run in a Week's video is just under 10 seconds ahead. They both are fighting the boss Adeline, who can summon enemies just by drawing them. And once all the enemies are done, the last one being Ice Dragon, Adeline, oh never mind, the last one is a drawing of Dark Matter. Adeline will run at Kirby and then be obliterated. Now Adeline joins our side. Curtissimo currently in 1-3, going into a castle. 1-3, as I'm aware, is an interesting level. Lots of different scenery changes. Run in a Week just now getting into 1-3. And one thing we couldn't mention since Discord was having a hiccup. 1-1. Apparently a very, very difficult level to learn with all the movement strats. Speaking of movement strats, since Run in a Week still has single fire, we can explain. Single fire canceling. Single fire canceling is when you puff air out at a certain time. Run in a Week, unfortunately, losing that single fire. Yeah. Oh, they will be switching to double cutter in a second to get Crystal Shard. Curtis got that relatively recently, and then got another Crystal Shard. Curtis now going on up.
And grabbing the Crystal Shard because this is a 100% tournament. No any percent here.
Curtis almost running into the other fire enemy and missing the opportunity to get double fire. Now, double fire specifically we want for DDD because double fire does more damage than single fire, and it will cancel upon hitting another enemy. Ooh, Curtis got a very good pattern where DDD jumps before the second phase starts. Now, DDD, this boss has 2 phases, though both are just DDD, just kind of sitting, not posing much of a threat, but in between phase 1 and phase 2, King DDD will normally rise up into the air to start the second phase, but if he does the attack where he just goes up into the air very temporarily.
And if I didn't know any better, I'd say that looks like Wispy Woods.
Yes, that is Wispy Woods. Wispy Woods, unlike most other Kirby games, is not just a sitting duck of a boss. Wispy Woods is actually somewhat difficult and actually has strategy rather than just bowling into him over and over again. There's also a lot of RNG in this fight. Curtis, unfortunately, got pretty bad RNG starting off his second phase. He got the apple pattern, which you don't want. You want the spikes pattern. Now he got a puff and some more apples. Got another puff, and then now he got spikes, which you want because that's the only pattern that you can actually damage Wispy Woods in. Run in a week just now starting on their Wispy Woods fight. Unfortunately taking a hit. They're down to 3 health, though I don't think it should be much of a problem.
Down to 2 health. Cutting it close.
Oh, yes. Curtis now in 2-1, where 2-1 shenanigans happen. I believe this is the introduction of the... Not really a mini-boss, but an enemy this community refers to as Sandross, mainly because a boss expels sand and looks like Andross, the enemy from I don't know what game series. Now, Curtis...
That is so funny.
Yes. I think Curtis was the first with that. Another week, unfortunately needed to take 3 phases on Wispy Woods. I guess just some unoptimal movement. But now we have our second of many bosses that are just an enemy except larger. Most of the mini bosses in this game pose absolutely no threat to most runners, since a lot of them just have very low health bars and we can just repeatedly run into them over and over again. Now, Run of the Week also...
I was gonna say, it looks like we're being told in chat that that's from Star Fox. I don't know what game that is, but is it good?
Okay. I guess it's from Star Fox 64. I had absolutely no clue. I have never played an N64 game, to be honest. So, okay, well, you learn something new every day. Run in a week, grabbing that shard right there, getting rid of double fire, and getting stone for the what almost looks like a cactus and is apparently a cactus mini-boss that Curtis just dealt with. Curtis now done with the Sandross fairly long auto-scroller and is now outside of the temple. And now this is a very precarious position because the RNG of the Spark enemy, known as Sparky, can be very variant. Luckily, Curtis got good RNG and now has the Stone and Electric power-up, which is the Electric Wrecking Ball, which we will see once Curtis gets back to the Crystal Shard area. Okay, I guess we won't see it because he just uses it right at the wall. But it's an Electric Wrecking Ball. Run in the week just now getting to the Sandross area.
There it was, the Electric Wrecking Ball.
There it is. I thought that was the only use for it, but I guess Curtis opting to keeping it a little bit longer. Run in a week, almost falling into the Rising Quicksand. That was a bit of a close call there. Ended very close to the edge. Curtis now entering 2-2. Now, Curtis may go for a strat known as Blur Skip. I guess we'll see it right here. Nope, he's not going for it. Whew. Normally, Curtis will... Or no, not Curtis. I've never seen Curtis do this, actually. Some runners will opt to try and run under that first pillar, though it is very dangerous, as one runner, Dark Soul 88, has figured out. Dark Soul, unfortunately, got squished by the pillar, which is easy to do. Run in a week, only on 1 health, also getting good Sparky RNG.
Cutting it close here.
I remember when I was commentating Run in a Week versus Dark Soul, Run in a Week had a lot of instances where they got to 1 health and just was very close, was very far away from a point where they could actually heal. But I don't think they died in that run. So, props to them. Curtis grabbing a crystal shard that is unnecessarily tedious to get.
And back up to 2 health, moving on to the next stage. Well done.
Yes. Stuff by Run in a Week, not opting to grab the tomato, which fully restores your health. Kind of a surprising option from Run in the Week, especially with certain enemies in 2-2. Down to 1 health again. Very, very dangerous scenario.
I have confidence. Look at this. Look at this.
In a week, using the electric wrecking ball to their advantage, killing off a lot of the enemies that are on screen, while Curtis does some burning movement and now grabs ice. I believe Curtis will mix ice with rock later on in the stage. Now we have the first of a couple treading on DDD's back sections. Now, DDD has a hammer, which he can use to break down walls. I believe we'll ride on DDD's back a total of 3 times throughout the run.
What a nice guy that DDD.
Yes, I agree. DDD can also climb whatever he's climbing on. And those look like chains. Running the week back up to 2 health. And now grabbing that crystal shard.
Opting for that 3rd health right there.
Good idea. Curtis now making his way into 2-3. Yes, 2-3. Oh, sorry. He's actually going back into 2-2 because you need the stone ability here. And now leaving the level to go into 2-3. Curtis opting to use Curling Stone here. Curling Stone is rather difficult to use as far as I have heard. You bonk off of walls, you will bounce backwards.
If nothing else, it's a really clever ability for them to put into the game.
Oh yeah. Also, it's very fun to watch, especially when done right. I think Run in a Week will also opt for using Curling Stone there. There's a slightly older strat where you use, I believe it is, yeah, it's Needle and Rock, which makes the drill power up. Alright, Curtis on another mini-boss that you can just obliterate. And now grabbing that crystal shard. I believe those enemies that were in that mini-boss fight give the cutter ability. Running a week back down on 1 health. Having some trouble with the needle enemy. And now on the DDD climbing section. Curtis now keep going. Wow, I cannot speak right now. Curtis is still progressing the level with Curling Stone. Running a week grabbing a crystal shard. I don't know how much extra health is in 2-2, so. And now Curtis, this is one of the main advantages over using drill in this section, is because with Curling Stone you can fall a lot faster in this underwater section. Normally it takes a good long while before Kirby falls down to the ocean floor. Running a week grabbing the tomato at the end of the level, which is a good idea, especially considering they were on 1 health.
Absolutely.
Curtis will dodge a bunch of these fish enemies. Alright, Running a Week is opting to grab Curling, I believe. Now, Curtis grabs a very, very cleverly placed crystal shard and ends off the level. Running the Week just now starting 2-3. So Curtis is 2-3 ahead of Running the Week. Now we have the boss fight. The boss of World 2, known as Pix.
Pix? Yes, I got it. Got it right.
Yay!
We also have Run of the Week going with that Curling Stone as well, keeping that side-to-side movement at a fast pace. Now, as far as Pix goes, I have no clue how this boss fight is.
Pix, all you need to know is that there's a certain pattern. Oh yeah, this little area. I guess I should talk about this first. If you damage boost, well not damage boost, but if you get damaged intermittently throughout this little climb area, you can actually reset the amount of time you have left in the air, because 364 does not allow you to be in the air for an infinite amount of time like most other Kirby games. You have to get damaged or land on a platform to reset that little timer. Curtis going for a very, very difficult strat to grab that crystal shard. It saves a lot of time and it skips a lot of cycles. And now Curtis has the light bulb ability, which allows Kirby to see what Adeline was drawing and what buttons to press to collect that crystal shard.
Curtis also grabbing the max
Grabbing
tomato
the
there.
maximum tomato. Yes, good idea, because Pix definitely does have multiple patterns. Now we fight this little mini boss that I do not know the name of. I also just realized I think this is 2-4. Yeah, I think this is 2-4 actually. Yeah, this is 2-4. Pix is the next level. Yeah, Pix is the next level. First, grabbing the card. Apparently, people get hype over that in the Kirby 64 community. I do not know why. I guess it's a running little thing. Curtis doing the Kirby dance with double spark. Double spark allows a constant hitbox.
And this is Pix now, right? We're not wrong this time?
Yes, this is Pix. I can confirm that. Now, Pix, for some reason, takes its sweet time for all three of the little... I don't even know what shapes those are. 3D objects to come on out, because there's a red, green, and blue one.
Lightsabers,
Both of them will
course.
shoot little... Yes. And for this first part, you can just kind of stand here, and it works. Now, Run in a Week just now ending off 2-3. And right now... No, just kidding. It's still for another little while that Pix is invulnerable. So Curtis cannot damage Pix right now, no matter how hard he tries. This... Okay, once the three little shapes rise, I believe... Alright. The health bar has appeared on the screen. Curtis getting the... I think this is the drop pattern, where they drop little fun little shapes. And the corresponding colors do more damage to the colors of Pix. Curtis doing very well on that. Run in a Week down to 1 health again. But I think there is some health. Oh wait, that's the end of the fight. Okay, so I think that is the fastest. I think that's the fastest pattern that Pix can give, because I remember that taking a lot longer in other races that I've commentated.
Well done, Curtis.
Run in a Week. So Curtis is probably on a pretty decent pace. Just bonking those fish there and grabbing single fire. While Run in a Week has just now grabbed the crystal shard, opting to take it safe, which I can't blame. Down on 1 health though, which is a little bit scary. Grabbing bomb and electricity, so he can see the little background. On up to, I think, yeah, there's a crystal shard up here. That's what I remembered, I just wasn't entirely sure. And Run Week also grabbing the tomato in 2-4. Good idea.
Back up to full health.
Ooh. Oh, never mind. I thought Run in a Week missed the double star, but it did not.
That was close.
Now
That
Run
was
in a
very
Week.
close.
Yeah, I don't know how many iframes the mini bosses have, so I guess not many. Run in a Week now with double spark, getting it early in that mini boss as opposed to getting it here. Curtis making his way through 3-1 while Run in a Week enters Pix. Oh, yeah, we get to see the exploding snowman power up while we fight the mini boss that gives... Oh, the larger version of the enemy that gives the needle power up. Now, Adeline will paint a 1-up there, and we'll give it to you if you are on full health, a maximum tomato if you do not have full health. And we'll see the exploding snowman one more time, and that is to get a crystal shard. Curtis doing a strat where he uses the exploding snowman early in order to wait down the timer. Normally some runners will go to the area that needs to be exploded and just start the exploding snowman timer there. Though it is... The reason other runners do that is because it's kind of dangerous to jump over the fish. And Curtis now done with 3-1.
And over on the left
Week
side, we
still
have
on
Run of the
Pix's
Week at
invulnerability
Pix.
stage.
Exactly. Dodging
Yeah,
the lightsabers.
Still invulnerable. And the real boss fight will begin in a couple seconds for Run of the Week. Curtis on 3-2, which appears to be a fan favorite level, but it does have plenty of drawbacks. Ooh, Run of the Week actually got a bad pattern. It dropped the little things, but now everything's spinning. So hitting Pix with the little items that it drops is much harder. All right, Run of the Week getting better RNG
There we go.
now. I think there are 3 patterns in Run of the Week, or whoopsie, and now Pix has been taken down. Now, Curtis has grabbed the Volcano power-up, which is used not only to kill the big crab, but also to get a crystal shard. Curtis grabbing the shard and using the double star to finish off the last of the crab's health. Run of the Week now entering 3-1. Now we have a very cute section of this level, the boating section. We ride with Waddle Dee in a boat and jump over obstacles. It's basically an auto-scroller, but it looks cute, so I can pardon it of its auto-scrolling sins. There are in total 3 times that we ride in various vehicles with Waddle Dee. There's a minecart section and a bobsledding section much later in the run. In a week, grabbing a crystal shard in 3-1. And moving on ahead. That thus ends the boating section of 3-2. Now, Curtis will intentionally inhale a crab as he grabs the invincibility candy, because I don't know if this is RNG or if it's like based on something, but sometimes when you hit the ground after falling a long distance, you will bonk on the floor. But if you are holding an enemy or an ability power-up in your mouth, you will not floor bonk, from what I know. Run in a week, making it through what I think is a pretty cool section of 3-1. And now Curtis with the ever-dreaded vertical rushing water's rushing against you, and you have to avoid the pecan logs section. Curtis taking a hit, but now grabbing single fire to expedite the process of this somewhat tedious section. Grabbing some food for the power-up. Run of the week, defeating the Spike mini-boss, and grabbing the crystal shard hidden in there.
That fire power-up appears
Curtis
to make that a
finishing
lot
off.
smoother.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure single fire is the best method of movement in the game. Run of the week, jumping over the fish, which is not something, I don't think that's something Run of the week did in their race with Dark Soul. Single fire, I know, is very, very difficult to control optimally, so I guess an easier way of doing what single fire does is using double fire, though it definitely is a little bit slower. Only used in certain areas because of it. Run of the week finishing off 3-1 and entering 3-2. Now, not Run of the Week, sorry. Curtis is going to grab Cutter and mix it with, I believe, a bomb enemy. Yes, the bomb fish, which we will see right here. Cutter will mix with the bomb ability. And we get the exploding shuriken, which is used to get a total of 1 crystal shard. But I think we will see it later in the game at one point.
I'm being told it's time to have Rick guesses in the chat, which I'll got.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so what Curtis will do now is grab a mixture of stone and cutter, which is the stonemason ability, I guess I'll call it. And you can turn into any one of 5 little transformations. Propelling us to the next island. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. DDD will now propel us to the next island, and we will mix the stone ability with that cutter enemy right there. So what Stone and Cutter does, finishing off the crab mini-boss, what Stone and Cutter does is turns you into any one of 5 little transformations. Only one of those can actually climb walls and get the crystal shard that you saw just now. Alright, so Curtis getting kind first off, and so I guess I'll count up the guesses.
3rd try.
1. Alright, so that was technically 2nd try because you can't you can't get the stone like out of the water and keep it intact. It just keeps on sinking. So 2nd try Rick for Curtis. That is tied for the best RNG we have seen in the tournament so far. Pretty sure a couple other runners got 2. I know some got 3, and I think it was in our first or 2nd race that one runner got either 9 or 10th try, which is worse than normal.
It almost makes you want to go ahead and scoop up right there and go home.
Yeah, but it can get much worse than that. I believe a Japanese runner of this game, Zonky, got 23rd try, which I believe is as bad as it gets. Yeah. 23rd try. Now, Curtis using stone to fall faster in the water. However, it actually saves a little bit less time compared to other stone transformations there because Kine, despite being a fish, actually cannot swim. You cannot swim with Kine with the rock Kine transformation. Now, Curtis in the best room of the game, where you get to hold a fish to swim faster. I will echo the words of Sniper SR in saying that this is really cool because super laid back, super casual strats.
Best room in the game.
Run of the week now in the... Yes, that is my controversial opinion of Kirby 64. I'm sure there are other personal preferences. But run in a week in the Falling Pecan Log section. I don't know if pecan logs are just a Midwest thing, but it's almost like a roll made of dough and like caramel, but it's covered in pecans. Anyway, Curtis grabbing the crystal shard at the ceiling there while Run in a Week enters 3-3.
That sounds delicious.
I really hope the barking of my dogs. Oh yeah, my mom loves them. I've never actually had one, but I know my mom loves them. I really hope that the barking of my dogs is not being picked up by my microphone. I don't know if it is or not.
SpeedGaming, thank you so much for that 161-person raid. We appreciate it.
Oh,
welcome
awesome.
to Kirby 64.
Much appreciated. Currently have quite the race going on. This is a first seed of the tournament, Curtis, who is the current world record holder for this category, versus the bracket buster winner of their first round match, Run in a Week, advancing over Dark Soul 88. Curtis is currently ahead by a stage and a half or so, maybe a little bit closer to 2 stages, but Run in a Week, keeping it surprisingly close considering the seeding differences.
And stranger
Curtis
things have
finishing off
happened.
3-4 there. Yeah. The unforgettable moment when the 16 seed University of Maryland, Baltimore County beat Virginia. I don't know if anyone else watches college basketball. I just kind of nerded out there.
Yeah,
but Curtis on the boss of World 3, Acro. Now, here's a little secret for everyone in chat. Orca backwards is actually Acro. And guess what we're fighting? That's right, it's an orca named Acro. It's a very, very creative name.
I learned something today.
And we're hoping for a specific pattern because the second phase of Acro has 2 possible patterns that it can give. We're hoping for the swimming up and not in the background pattern. Alright, Curtis got a good pattern there. Yep, good pattern from Acro on Curtis's end.
Well done.
I believe Run in a Week restarted 3-3. I think I might have missed a shard. Curtis finishing off Acro there. Entering into World 4. Now, 4-1 is a very controversial level. Some love it, some do not love it. I know there was some controversy. There was some disagreement with the commentators of one of the previous matches. I believe it was Ryaner and Sniper SR. That or Rocks and Sniper SR. One combination. But I believe Sniper does not like this level. I could be wrong though, don't quote me on this, but there's a very well hidden Crystal Shard right there in 4-1. And now Curtis will enter the tree. He will grab another very hidden... I almost said hiddenly. A very cleverly placed Crystal Shard there.
I like hiddenly.
And climb the vines to... Yeah, hiddenly is a pretty good word. And Curtis will now proceed to... Not the mini-boss like I thought it was, but the vine section. Now, I believe is Dark Riolu, the third place holder of this game, has a very, very nifty strat for getting past these vines fast, but it does take a lot of good execution. Okay, Curtis, I don't think he went for it, but now we have the mini-boss, Big Fire Galbaros. This is just the big version of the Fire Galbaros, which gives you the fire ability. And now we have the log section, the hanging log section. Some of them swing from what? I do not know. But there is, I believe there is another... Yes, wait, is it up here? Yes, okay. The final cleverly placed Crystal Shard. And now we get some Rick guesses in the chat for Run in a Week, as we hear one of the best invincibility themes in Kirby.
I'm going with 1. First try.
Run in a Week finishing on 1, alright. I think, not to be nihilistic or not optimistic, but I think it'll take 5 tries. 2, 3, 4.
Oh no.
5, uh-oh.
Oh no.
6, 7.
There it is. Lucky number 7.
9, alright, 9th try.
Oh, with 9? Okay, okay.
I could have counted wrong, I do not know. I'm sure if DGen Mode is in the chat, he's probably keeping track. Uh-oh, okay, Curtis missing a Crystal Shard on the way down, but grabbing it, going back up, luckily. Now we have the minecart section. Referred to by, I think, Ryaner as the second Waddle-Dee bonding exercise, where you just jump a lot. And that's all you do, you just jump.
But this stage
Sometimes
just
you have
looks
to jump
fun.
in certain places. Oh yeah, definitely. It reminds me of a better version of the penguin transformation from Kirby's Epic Yarn, if any viewers have played that game.
And I'm just being reminded of Super Mario RPG.
I wish I knew what you were alluding to, but I'm afraid that is a bit before my time. I'm a zoomer, what can I say?
Ouch. My
Right.
pride.
Run in a Week. Is Run in a Week back in 3-3? I cannot tell. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he missed another Crystal Shard. I believe this is 3-3 though. Which... Yeah, this is 3-3. I don't know why he is back here. But
Did he
if
miss
he
the
missed
shard?
a Crystal Shard, I guess that's why. I'm pretty sure 3-3 has some of the easier to miss Crystal Shards. I believe it was Dark Soul who missed a shard in this stage as well during hers and Run of the Week's race. I guess that's happening. Run of the Week is back in 3-3. Not too sure why. Curtis has one of the most dangerous power-ups in the game, the Dynamite power-up. Now, the Dynamite power-up, it explodes. It explodes in a very large radius. However, if you are on the ground and you hold down, Kirby will put on a hard hat which protects him from the impact of the dynamite. Curtis doing something there. I don't know if that was a swag strat or not, but he did something and it exploded. Alright, Curtis getting the crystal shard that was hidden by the dynamite breakable only wall. That did not make sense in terms of wording. Alright, now we have the mini boss, which is just a bunch of very mini bosses.
And that was quick work.
Yes, though Curtis did take 2 hits of damage there, though there is a maximum tomato right after the boss. That boss can be, from what I've heard, it can be pretty punishing. Alright, now that enemy just kind of got killed by the crushers.
F and chat for the enemy.
Okay, so Run in a Week missed the crystal shard after defeating a large cutter boss. Okay, so Run in a Week actually also getting kind, falling down in 3-4. Now Curtis getting into either 4-2 or 4-3. Depending on what strats you take, this will be the first or second time that you see drill in this run. For Curtis, this is the first. And drill is used to access this crystal shard right here. And now, this level has some fun mechanics, as in RNG time loss based on a crystal shard. But we'll get to that later in the level, because it is later in the level. Run in a Week in the fish room on 1 health, which is scary.
Very scary. Cutting it real close here.
Curtis grabbing Curling Stone for the second time. And Run in a Week heading upward to retrieve another crystal shard. That exploding fish got very close to him. 2 of them did, actually. But he is still alive and thriving.
Look at this movement that Curtis is doing. That's insane.
Oh, yeah. Curling Kirby. Alright, Top Hat. So this is the RNG that I was talking about. Now, this little array of blocks here is... the pattern that you need to make is actually RNG based on what Adeline is painting. Now, Top Hat is the second best? No, Top Hat is the best. Requires the least blocks to break. Pizza is the second best, and you don't want anything to do with the Parasol. Parasol takes 30 blocks to break. Pizza only takes 15. No, I lied, 18. And Top Hat takes less than 18. I didn't count the amount of blocks that Curtis needs to break. Curtis advancing through the level, getting hit by the cutter enemy there. Getting that very cleverly placed crystal shard. Very mean how they placed it just in a bottomless chasm. Oh, fun little Easter egg. Now, those little rocks that you see on Curtis's screen allude to a very underappreciated game, also made by the developers of Kirby HAL Laboratories. It's a game series that is known as Kirby. Those rocks spell out Kirby, and thus is a very subtle allusion to that. Curtis in 4-4 now, as Run in a Week will advance on into Acro.
Let's see if Run gets the same RNG that Curtis got.
I would hope so, because the going into the background pattern it loses a lot of time. Curtis still using Curling Stone here. I'm not sure when he will switch to Double Fire. Pretty sure, if I recall, most runners would have done it by now. Yes, Curtis going for a different setup, I guess. Run in a Week in the second phase of Acro, waiting patiently what pattern Acro will give them. Curtis in the second, DDD.
A little miss there.
Piggyback. I think there are more than 2 patterns because this is the missile pattern. I remember this. I think the missile pattern is good because it stays in one place. All right, Acro is defeated. Curtis making his way through the... Oh, that was a cool strat. Damage boosting into the crystal shard there. Haven't seen that before. We're running a week now, heading into World 4. And DDD chucking Kirby into the next room. I believe this is where Curtis will switch to double fire. Just kidding. Never mind.
Keeping the curling.
Switch to double fire and kill curling, which I can respect. Curling is a cool ability to look at.
That lateral movement looks a lot faster than Is it faster than fire?
I think maybe not single fire, but I guess Curling Stone must have some other utility in the run. Going to be climbing up the vine after grabbing the second crystal shard. Curtis also grabbing a crystal shard there, taking a point of damage. I was looking at running weak, so
there's the double fire.
I don't know what happened. There's the double fire. There. I just realized I didn't explain how double abilities work. So if you spit an enemy or an ability star into another enemy or another ability star, you can combine the two. There are many combinations, some of which are really bad, like electric. Wait, no. I can't think of one. I can't think of a bad one, because they're all good in their own right. The least used one, but the fan favorite of Kirby 64, is Spark and Ice, which makes the fridge power up. I know at least one runner, Grample, did a run called Fridge Percent, where he only uses fridge. Run of the week taking out Big Fire Galvaros.
Grample, what a madman.
Curtis makes... Oh yeah, I'm sure it was very fun, because I'm pretty sure fridge is really slow. Run of the week grabbing single fire again. I think he had gotten hit by an enemy. Only on 1 health, so very, very dangerous scenario. He's probably going to take it a bit more safely. Yep. Safely, and grabbing the hidden crystal shard there. Alright, this is the boss of World 4, known as Magman. I know this is an FFZ emote that doesn't exist in SpeedGaming, but Mag Dance is a cool emote. So if y'all want to spam some Mag Dance, I wouldn't be mad at you. Curtis got the bad pattern first, but getting the good pattern second. The good pattern is where you can hit him 4 times, and the bad pattern is where you can hit him like once or twice. Now, Magman's second phase, common theme with Kirby 64, a lot of the bosses have multiple phases, but Magman has 3 possible attacks. 2 are fine, 1 is not fine. Maybe Curtis. Okay, Curtis got a good one. He got the scream pattern, and will continually use the fire sword to take down Magman's health. Unfortunately, getting the bad pattern second, where he just stays under the floor and shoots stuff at you. Oh,
finishing him off with single fire.
Curtis missing the double star to finish off Magman. Yeah, Curtis was trying to go for a double star there, but could not get it. And we now entering the fun little minecart section. And Curtis entering World 5. I'm pretty sure... Did I say Curtis was entering the minecart section? I meant Run of the Week if I did. Now we're in Snowland. It's not what the world is called, but that's what World 5 and Kirby's Epic Yarn is. And they look pretty similar. Both have snow. Both are World 5. Curtis sticking with single fire here. Heading on through 5-1. Run of the Week's view being obscured by a foreground wall, and the minecart section has concluded. One thing I just realized is that we don't know what happens to the Waddle Dee after you fall out of the minecart. Does he get injured? You don't know. But Curtis, I believe...
It's the bobsled, right?
Oh yes, the sledding section. yes, the sledding section. Also a point where you just want to jump repeatedly. And going into that little igloo there, and emerging. And Run in a Week is coming up on the blue enemy mini-boss. One where you just throw dynamite and hope it hits an enemy. Curtis, proceeding very optimally through the sledding section, has not taken a point of damage. Well, that time we get to see what happens to Waddle Dee. He gets buried in the snow. And now we fight the Big Snowman. This one, unfortunately, can't explode. And Curtis, grabbing the crystal shard that he unfroze right before the mini-boss commenced. Curtis, I believe, missing a puff to keep his little single fire thing going. Run and Week grabbing the dynamite crystal shard, only on 2 health. And now Curtis will go under the ice to grab a very tedious crystal shard. Very, very well hidden. Oh, Run in a Week taking a death in the blue enemy mini-boss.
That's okay.
He can still double star them, so that's helpful, especially considering so many of them just keep respawning.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably worse places to take a death.
Oh yeah, much worse. There are some points where if you lose one of your power-ups, you have to restart the level. No exceptions. You just have to restart because you find it in an earlier part of a level, or it's just not in the level and you carried it from a previous level. There are much worse places to take a death there. Now we see our introduction of the enemy that just hits rocks at you. Saw it a little bit earlier on Curtis's side. Run in a Week, finishing up for, yep, wow, I can words. Run in a Week entering 4-3 as Curtis enters 5-2. We have a great theme for a very bad level. Now, this level has a strat made by Dark Riolu 27, the 3rd place runner of this category, that eliminates the worst instance of bad RNG in Kirby 64. Actually, that's not true. There's still Miracle Matter, but this is one of the worst RNG places in the whole run. 5-2, especially the Sparky. Can my dogs stop barking?
Let's take a moment to just enjoy this lovely music that Curtis has going on.
Oh yeah.
So classic.
Oh, very good, yes. Very, very good. Run in a Week, unfortunately, losing the Ice Star, shooting it out a little bit too early. But going back for it's pretty easy to re-grab. Now, taking a death there, that's one of the bad places to take a death, I can confirm. Because you haven't hit... Oh, never mind. I lied. I think that might have been intentional, actually. Because there's a checkpoint right there. I thought the checkpoint in this level was much later. I stand corrected. But Run in a Week, grabbing the Curling Stone ability for the 2nd time. Almost dying in a pit, but fortunately, this is not like other abilities. You can actually cancel the Curling Stone power very readily and rather safely as well. It's not too much dead time where you just aren't moving. Alright, we're coming up on the bad Sparky. I don't know if we'll see Curtis do the Dark Riolu strat. We will not. Oh, Curtis taking a hit there. And Sparky jumped into the abyss. Curtis going right to respawn the Sparky, and Sparky jumps into a pit a second time before giving good RNG. Ooh, unfortunately, Run and a Week got Parasol for their little block pattern, which is not good. You do not want Parasol. In the words of, I guess, Funky29, all my homies hate Parasol. Even, well, I guess I only took the all my homies part of that quote. But we don't like Parasol. That's what I'm trying to say here. Run in a Week making quick work of the little block section. And Curtis going into what some Canadians refer to as the West End Mall and Factory. This is the mall portion. Because I'm pretty sure when me, Rox, and Sniper SR were commentating, we were referring to World 5 as Canada, and this just happened to be the West End Mall located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. But this is the West End Mall. For the Americans out there, you can just consider this the Mall of America. Run of the Week grabbing a crystal shard in 4-3. Well, Curtis makes his way through 5-2 or 5-3. I have lost track. He's making his way through this part powerless, which I believe that's the strat. Alright, Run of the Week has now finished off 4-3 there. I just realized this probably happened like 45 minutes ago, but I guess the game feeds are now synced. Originally, Run of the Week's video feed was about 10 seconds ahead. So, that's me being not observant.
And Curtissimo making quick work of that mini-boss.
Now, Adeline will paint some things. Lemon, orange, and cherry. Lemon, orange, and grapes. That is the worst possible pattern to get there, because all three of those little switches are located after the crystal shard spawn, so that loses, like, I don't know, 2 seconds? I mean, if you're on world record pace, that 2 seconds can just mean the world. But yeah, good that it happened in a race and not in a world record pace run. Curtis grabbing, I believe that's Drill, for the second time this run. And Run in a Week is in 4-4 in the DDB section. Yep, Curtis has Drill. Using Drill to kill off some enemies and to slightly propel himself forward. And Run in a Week grabbing the crystal shard right there. Now, these little cannon enemies basically have aimbot, fun fact. They can predict where you will be next very well for an unknown reason, but they can just predict your movement like no other enemy in the game.
That looks like it would be frustrating to have
Curtis
to get used
taking
to.
a hit there. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Run of the Week back on 2 health. Now on 3 health. He grabbed a sandwich. Alright, and this is the West End Factory. Or just a factory if you want to have it be just a factory. Curtis, I don't know if that hit was intentional, but it looked funny, so I'll say it was intentional. Curtis aiming the drill downward to preemptively break a little block that was guarding a crystal shard. Go through this little gated area and get the little crystal shard. Back to using single fire on Curtis's end, while Run of the Week has a surprisingly good little curling stone section, not taking much damage at all. Curtissimo will probably be going for some more dangerous strats here. I know we saw second seed Shin Karibo actually die here, getting crushed by one of these hammers, because those will insta-kill you. Not going for that one, which I'm pretty sure is the only one that you can not go early on. And Run of the Week has now switched to double fire. Grabbing a slice of cake and what appears to be a chocolate-covered banana to replenish some health.
Because Run can have his cake and eat it too.
Yes, indeed. Well put. Here it is. Going over some of the slower conveyor belts. Not that one with single fire there. Now Curtis has Cutter, and I believe he'll be mixing it with. Yes, he'll be mixing it with a Spark to hit the lightsaber ability.
Oh man, Darth Maul in the house.
I just realized that my delay was like 8 seconds behind, so sorry about that. I refresh it, so we should be all good. Now, Curtis in another section that can insta-kill you. Going for some more dangerous strats due to the fact that he knows how to do it well. Going through this part with ease as Run in a Week is now on Magman. We'll be mixing Cutter with fire.
Got his own version of a lightsaber.
Alright. Run in a Week getting the bad pattern there, but getting the good pattern here. Where you can hit multiple times. And now the second phase of Magman for Run in a Week. Run in a Week staying close to Magman to get consistent hits on him. Run in a Week also, Run in a Week getting the screaming pattern. And I was looking away from Curtis's screen. I do not know how he got that crystal shard. Grabbing a 1-up for some reason. Run in a Week unfortunately lost his double star, so he will have to finish it off with single fire. Alright. Curtissimo on Boss of World 5. Also very RNG heavy. Known as Human Resources. The actual name is just HR. I like to call this boss Human Resources. For 4 attacks that.
I like it.
Yeah. There are 4 attacks Human Resources can do. There's the laser, the missile, the slap, and the clap. You want the slap and the clap. Curtis has gotten 2 lasers, 2 missiles, and a slap. And now 2 slaps. You want the clap, because the clap can actually do good damage with. There we go. Curtis not getting grabbed by the clap. Killing off the first phase of Human Resources there. Well, Run in a Week is in 5-1 with 1 health and almost dying.
Wow, Run of the Week
Curtis was
in 5-1. He also beat Magman with 1 health and then takes a death there. Goodness gracious. I had to jinx that one.
Unfortunate, but he can still get single fire. Yeah, he can still get single fire rather early, though. Now, HR has been defeated. Fortunately, Run in a Week killed one of the fire enemies and will not be using double fire. Single fire appears to be working just fine for him. And now we are in World 6.
On to Ripple Star.
Yes, this is a carbon copy of 1-1 for the most of the level. Not kidding, it is just a different background and different enemies. Yeah, we're in 1-1 again. There are, like, colorful things now. Grabbing a crystal shard, which is in the same place as it is in 1-1. And Curtis, I believe, will be mixing his cutter ability. Oh, this is the cool thing. Wait, no, never mind. The cool thing is not yet. I think it's in a different level. Taking out one of the most boring mini-bosses, literally a spike that just stays on the ground. It'll go underground, but you can still hit it with spike.
I mean, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a gear, and there are other enemies that are on screen, so it could be worse. Alright, and Curtis will be grabbing... oh, Exploding Needle. It's the first time we see that in the game. I thought that was fireworks, but that is bomb and fire. The actual thing that we saw in 1-1. Now, Curtis entering 6-2. Oh, just kidding. I forgot. He's going to be re-entering 6-1 to get Spark. Curtis's timer is a little bit off-centered there, but that is perfectly fine.
On world record pace,
Curtis
1 minute, 21 seconds.
Yep, in World 6, insane pace. Topping his own world record by just under an hour. And now Curtis doing some fun little swimming parts here. I believe... Oh! That's an issue, question mark. He missed the cutter enemy when he was spitting out Spark, though by the looks of it, I think he can probably get it somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure, though. May have to end up restarting the level. I am not... Once again, I'm not too sure. Running the week, grabbing the Crystal Shard in 5-2. I'm not sure what Curtis is going to do here. Is there another Spark enemy? I guess we'll find out at some point. Curtis may just have to re-enter the level after he completes it. Grabbing a Crystal Shard. Normally during this section we will see how broken the lightsaber is because it will clip through the foreground, and you will be able to see it through walls. Unfortunately, we do not get to see that. And now we'll be grabbing an invincibility cannon to just run through these blocks and grab a Crystal Shard. I'm sad that we don't get to see a lot of lightsaber movement because using the lightsaber is really cool. Curtis taking an ominous platform upward to the end of the stage. Alright, Curtis going back into 4-1, or not 4-1, 6-1 to get lightsaber. Alright, so he didn't have to go back into 6-2. I keep saying 4. We have a very funky theme. A very funky theme with a funky ability.
Look at this madness. Cheesing the entire mini-boss.
Lightsaber just kills everything. Running a week in the bad Sparky section of 5-2. Well, he's not quite there yet. But he's in 5-2, which is Sparky level. I don't remember who did this, but one of the runners actually used one of the flying pterodactyls to glide, which I didn't know you could do. I think this was after this runner took a death. Oh, we're going to see a very cool part here. So we're going to kill that cutter enemy with the double star. We're going to grab fire, mix it with Spike to use the fire arrow, grab the Crystal Shard, hit it in there, inhale Spark again, mix that with the cutter enemy, and end the boss fight with lightsaber. Yes, I know that was a lot of words. It was a lot of words, but it looks really cool.
The music is so funky in this too. I'm loving it.
One of my personal favorite themes. Run of the week, being shot up even farther into the clouds, grabbing a Crystal Shard up there, and soon he'll hit the bad Sparky section. Yeah, so lightsaber just feels like it was made for this level. Or bonking on one of those little enemies. And... oh, wait. Oh, is that the last... oh, yeah, that's the last actual level. Because next up is the...
Miracle Matter.
Miracle Matter. Win! He got good RNG. You want to get Spark first here. Spark or Cutter. So you can make quicker work of this boss. Fortunately, he got Ice next. And like with Pix, you can only hurt like with like. So you can only hurt the Ice phase with Ice. Spark phase with Spark. Cutter phase with Cutter. This is the Bomb phase. You have to grab... ooh, he uses a double star there. That's cool. There's quicker work of that. I don't think I've seen that before. Alright, he got the Fire phase next. Now, I don't know what the good pattern for that is. I don't think that was that, considering he didn't get 2 hits there. But this is the stone phase, and we will be using the stones to obliterate that phase of Miracle Matter. Alright, run in a week, not getting bad sparkling RNG as far as I saw. Curtis on the needle phase, which is free, from what I have heard. Alright, Curtis getting the good pattern from the fire phase. And Run and Week taking out this mini boss with the lightning rod ability. From what I've also heard, Cutter is also free, so. And that'll be it for Miracle Matter. Now, if this were any percent, this would be the end of the run, but there is another final boss if you get all of the crystal shards. That boss is O2. Now, you see that cutscene, we can skip it. We head into this little platforming section with a fun little theme. For some reason, all the enemies are the same. I believe that enemy is called... Oh yeah, I know what that enemy is called. I refer to that enemy as the New Zealand enemy because it's literally called NZ. I do not know why. That's just what it's called. DDD will launch us into the skies, where we find... I believe this character is called Ribbon. I literally just think it's Ribbon. And we mix that with the Crystal Shard, and now we find O2. First you have to hit the Bleeding Eye, then you have to hit the Halo, then the Sea Cucumber. You'll get what I mean soon. Now this boss will rotate for you to hit its weak points. Good mashing. Yep, there's the Sea Cucumber. And if he can manage it, Curtis will go for an early kill, if he can, where you preemptively hit the Halo for a second time. We'll see if he gets a chance to actually grab it. Grab the double kill, or the early kill, that is. Oh, I think he might have a chance to get it. Oh, I think he got it. No, never mind, he didn't. He got one hit on the Halo, but couldn't get the early kill. I think the early kill saved something like 35 seconds.
Close, though.
I could be wrong, though. Yeah, considering the fact that he's losing time right now, I think he did not get the early hit. But making quick work of O2. Only having taken one hit right now. And last hit will be time. And that is time. Time of 108.40. The by far best time we have seen in this entire tournament.
Well
very,
done.
very strong time.
Good job, Curtis.
Very, very strong. I believe if that run were to be done by someone who isn't Curtis, I think... Oh, sorry, I unplugged my headset there. I believe that would be fourth, or no, fifth on the leaderboard, but fourth would be only 1 second ahead of that. Fourth place is 108.39 by Grandpa. Oh, very, very good run. I don't know how interviews are going to work if they are happening. I would assume that they are if Curtis would like to join.
Hop on in here, Curtis. You know you want to.
And while we await a response from Curtis, Run in a Week is in some stage that I do not remember the freaking, what's it called? I think this is 5-3.
Aimbot stage.
Yes, this is the aimbot stage. Luckily, Kirby 64 was kinda nice to you. It provides you shields during some portions. And Run in a Week finishing off 5-3. And now on 5-4. That I believe Run in a Week will finish off their run. Week, grabbing the first crystal shard in the factory level, also known as 5-4. Oh, I just realized we should probably switch over. Okay, for some reason, Curtis is playing what appears to be boss endurance. Hold on, let me switch to Run of the Week's audio real quick. Hopefully, it works seamlessly. Run of the Week has rather quiet audio, from what I'm seeing. Oh,
Taking an unfortunate death there.
yes. I was looking at the chat for a sec, but the week did in fact take a death in the Hammer Crush section. So not too much lost time there. Lucky for him. Got boosted a little bit. I think Curtis is for some reason doing all the bosses powerless. I'm not sure why, but he certainly is. But Run of the Week finishing off the murderous hammer section. Right through the conveyor belt portion is Run of the Week. Soon to mix his little cutter star with electric to get the lightsaber. Believe our other commentator, the great Toddman, had to leave. Yep. Fortunately, Todd had to leave, and now Run of the Week has obtained lightsaber and is fighting the large bird, the large firebird. Only on 2 health, feeling a little bit dangerous. I don't know why Run of the Week fell into the lava there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But using the double star and grabbing single fire there. Bum, 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 bum. Only having 1 health through the crusher section. Not going to risk going for an early cycle there. Going to head into the little safe areas intermittently spaced throughout this little section of 5-4. Well, Curtis is fighting Acro powerless. Using a cutter enemy as a gun by the looks of it. Run of the Week, making steady progress through 5-4. And I believe Run of the Week will be grabbing lightsaber relatively soon. At least the spark half of lightsaber. Grabbing the crystal shard beforehand, that's kind of important to the 100% nature of this run. Throwing away his single fire ability right there. And grabbing spark there. I guess that is a way to do it. And finishing off 5-4. I assume that we'll see... Oh yeah, right. You don't need lightsaber anymore. Sorry. That's later in the run. Run of the Week is now on Human Resources, the boss of World 5. Getting a laser then a missile, which is not good RNG. Getting a slap, which is, I mean, it's fine. And now the clap. Slap, 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 clap, clap, clap. Getting missiles again, so I think Run and Weak is looking for one final clap. Or maybe even a couple of slaps. Unfortunately, getting laser, missile, laser. Or missile, laser, missile. But getting a clap, again, is Run and Weak. And they will be moving on to the second phase of HR. Oh, HR going into the air. I actually don't think I have seen this before. Okay, I guess he just kind of went in the air to turn into a car again. So, shooting off some missiles, but no problem for Run and Weak. Keeping close to HR to use Spark. And Run and Weak has now finished off World 5. And is now moving back to 1-1. Yes, I know this is 6-1, but it looks exactly like 1-1. Oh, that was an interesting hitbox there by that little needle enemy. So Run and Weak back down on 1 health. Taking a death there, unfortunately. Not the best spacing on the single fire attacks there. Grabbing single fire again is Run and Weak. And Curtis still doing what looks like boss endurance. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize off of the vulnerability of the clap. But Run and Weak will be getting Exploding Needle here. Oh, sorry, not quite yet. He'll defeat one of the most boring mini-bosses in the game first. The Gear, as it is. And we continuing on, keeping Needle until they find the bomb enemy. Not too sure how much further that is. Right there. All right, we have found the bomb enemy, and we have made the Exploding Needle clock, which is what it looks like. Looks like a clock made of needles that explode. Run and Weak heading forward after getting the crystal shard there. And finishing off 6-1. And going back into 6-1 is Run and Weak to grab Spark, which will be in our start of 6-2, with very, very spooky music and a free crystal shard. And a free crystal shard to boot. Now, Run and Weak will be mixing Spark with Cutter, yes, to make the lightsaber. Yep, getting lightsaber. One thing I did forget to mention is that Kirby 64, I believe, is the only Kirby game where you can actually inhale underwater. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The Exploding Needle clock, I have been informed by chat, is actually supposed to be a Gordo. Whoops! Well, like Todd said, you learn something new every day. And what we also get to learn is that the lightsaber clips through the foreground. That's fun. Good power design by Nintendo. I also just realized the lightsaber, whenever it's out, makes this fun little almost electricity sound. That's cool. Now, Adeline painting an invincibility candy. We can get rid of the very ominous theme that we were hearing up until this point, and replace it with a fun, funky invincibility candy theme. And Run of the Week will be taking this rising platform to the end of the level. The very fun theme of 6-3, the final actual level in the game, where Lightsaber just kind of handles everything. Just handles all these mini bosses with ease. It's a fun little treat that cannot be beat. Curtis finishing up his little boss endurance run here, not getting the early kill. And anyway, we have Run of the Week taking out more small enemies that are apparently supposed to pose threats to Kirby. But as we all know, Kirby is a god. And jumping up the little fun staircase of bouncing enemies is Run of the Week. And now we get to see Run of the Week drop Lightsaber. Oh, not killing the little spring enemy. Dropping Lightsaber, grabbing fire, mixing it with Needle to make the fire arrow ability. Tossing away Fire Needle, grabbing Spark, mixing it with Cutter to get Lightsaber once again. Apparently something on Curtissimo's end was perfect, so he gets the perfect screen. I have never seen this before. All I know is that it's Swordsman Kirby's profile picture on Twitter. There are just so many things happening. But Run of the Week taking out more small enemies with Lightsaber. Oh, okay. It's a feature from every world boss combined, superimposed onto Kirby for some reason. Run of the Week taking out some Bronto birds here, pterodactyls, a bunch of I was going to say a bunch of enemies that don't give copy abilities, but I was wrong. Some spark enemies, fire enemies, ice enemies, whole bunch of enemies, all the enemies. Why not? Alright, and Run of the Week jumping up that staircase to finish off 6-3, the last actual level of the game. And now it's time for Miracle Matter. Lottery time, lose. So Run of the Week lost the lottery time, but getting one of the more free things. Unfortunately, not getting the full hits possible because of having to spit out the lightsaber ability. Alright, now you'll be using rock, throwing the star away, and shooting a rock back at Miracle Matter. Ooh, using the ice star to kill off Miracle Matter's final hit. That's very well, something I haven't seen. Not getting the double star there, unfortunately. Alright, getting Spark, which we were looking for earlier. Alright, I don't know how many hits Run of the Week got. I was looking at chat. But Run of the Week getting the good pattern for the burning phase. Able to get all 3 hits. And we're back on Spark. Grabbing Spark and using it to get 1 hit on Miracle Matter's Run of the Week. And now we have the Cutter phase. Throwing it up and grabbing another one. Also throwing it up. Grabbing another one And throwing it up once again to finish off the cutter phase. And spark for a third time. Getting a double star there, which takes out 2 little hit points. And we're back at the needle clock. Fun little section of Miracle Matter. And Miracle Matter is over, and assuming Run in a Week got all of the crystal shards, we will be heading to O2. And alright, you got all the crystal shards. And now we are in the fun room with the fun theme. Run in a Week, only on 3 health, somehow able to dodge that NZ there. And now we are into the depths. Ooh, I thought Run in a Week was going to skip the tomato there, but goes back for it. Well-advised decision there. Alright, now it's time for O2, also known as Oxygen, by no one except for me, because I just thought of calling it Oxygen. Alright, and we hit the eye. So, for some reason the eye bleeds, I don't like that. Now we hit the halo, and we can actually tell how far along in the phase that we've gone. And now we hit the fun little sea cucumber. For some reason, Curtis's game feed is now dark, which is kind of scary. Yeah. Oh, Run in a Week going for the early kill. Unfortunately, not able to get it. Taking a hit there, but nothing super consequential. Alright, and we are back onto the Halo phase, where we can hit the Halo. And now the Sea Pickle phase. Also, I think I was wrong earlier. I'm pretty sure Curtis was able to get the early kill. Oh, actually, no. Never mind. I'm incorrect. Alright, and time. Run in a Week finishes off their run with a time of 1:28:32. I believe. And now, I'm not too sure how interviews are going to work. I do not know how to put people into interviews. I don't know if anyone wants to do an interview. If either Run in a Week or Curtis would like to do an interview, and they are in chat and hearing this, I do not know if they want to do an interview or not. I'll leave that up to them. But Run in a Week completing their run. And now practicing O2 again, I guess. Alright. Yeah, so
I mean, thanks, but honestly, I was hoping for better. I mean, obviously I want to improve my PB, but like, I mean, getting it even near 125 would have been cool, I guess, but...
Alright.
And I just barely missed the one cycle on 0-2 at the end of it, and that really soured things for me too.
Sorry. Alright, so I don't think either runner is going to come in for an interview. I don't know the truth of this. I don't know how to tell if they're going to or not, but I think that'll be the end of this race. Curtissimo taking it over Run in a Week with a very, very strong time of 1:08:40. Follow the runners and follow me and Todd. And I think that'll be it. Peace out to everyone. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all later.